Introducing liquid
the anesthesia.
There should be more fighting with politicians. Like Kyle and I were talking about this before, and the Andrew Jackson era was pretty cool for that reason, because they could be like, you know, President Jackson, I don't appreciate your comments on the floor. And he's like, want to shoot me? And then they'd be like, well, I don't know. And he's like, duel accepted. And as the president, you are locked in also tomorrow at noon. Like, and like he would just, like he died.
How about right here, right now, Senator?
Yeah.
Well, I don't have my dueling pistols. Well, we'll use mine. Bring the presidential dueling pistols out here, boy.
Yeah.
Probably
and like,
back then.
he had 12 rounds in him when he died. Like he
Is that true?
Yeah, Andrew Jackson had 12 old-timey bullets inside him at time of death. So he
What did they have? BB gun pistol duels?
I mean, I don't know
They
what
wore a
kind
lot
of
of
round it
layers,
was.
and those pistols didn't have a lot of pop to them. And my guess has always been that they like put a light load in the dueling pistols, because oftentimes the duel was just about serving honor and basically like, you offended me and I can't walk away. Okay, but we're not going to have a fist fight here like brutes in the street, because we're gentlemen. So to serve honor, I have to challenge you to the death, and you now have to accept for the same reasons that I had to challenge you. And now, man, I wish we hadn't done this. Can we just stand out by the tree over there and shoot our guns in the air, and everybody will hear that we had a gunfight over this shit, and it'll be straight? Yeah,
No, then we'll think we're
that
bad
happened
at
like
shooting.
most of the time.
That's how Alexander Hamilton died. I know this from the musical, but yeah, he knew he had accepted a duel with someone who was much better at dueling. So they suggested that he fire his gun in the air. And like, as a gentleman, the other guy was expected to also fire his gun in the air. But that's not what he went with. He was like, hey, you challenge me to a duel and I tend to win these things. So you're just yet another one on my list.
What an idiot. Like that. If I'm in a duel and the other guy's like, let's handle this honorably and both fire into the air, like I would, like, you first. You have to do this first. It's your idea, because 100%. I don't trust you not to kill me. You can't go into a duel and be like, I'm Harry Honorable. Bang. See? I shot it into the air. Well, you shoot it in the air. And he's like lining it up right between your teeth, like getting ready to blast you. No.
Well, I think the situation was more like me and John Jones getting into a fight, and I decide this should be a play fight. It's John's like, no. So regardless of whether I decided it should be real or play, it was still the move to suggest a nonviolent fight, because I wasn't going to win a real one.
Yeah, but you don't spend your no, it does. I was saying, but you don't spend your load prematurely in a duel until it's like, hey, everybody, we got 100 witnesses, like everybody agreed, and then you shoot up.
Yeah, and
I just wouldn't get involved in a duel.
I hear your thoughts, and it's hard to argue because he did die from this decision. So, but I also see his side of it, where he's like, well, I'm not going to win a duel, so I'm going to try to make this a non-duel.
Why is it so hard to win a duel? We sit here and line our shots up. Like, it's really more about whether the pistol fails or not, more than anything.
Okay, yes, Russia. How hard is it to win a duel? For other people, it's hard. Sometimes when I point my gun at
we're not going to draw.
It doesn't hit them.
In 1806, Andrew Jackson was living in Nashville, Tennessee, pursuing a successful career. He was known as an articulate, dynamic leader who would go far. He was also known to be quick to pick up a pistol to settle disagreements. His most famous duel was with a fellow Nashville lawyer named Charles Dickinson. The dispute was over a racing debt, but it became inflamed when Dickinson pointed out that Jackson's wife, Rachel, had never gotten divorced from her first husband. Jackson was determined to kill Dickinson. To that end, he agreed that they would duel at the unbelievably short distance of only 8 paces. Dickinson was famous for being an expert pistol shot, so Jackson and his second developed a strategy.
Major Overton, his second, had warned him, don't fire first, because Dickinson will get you for sure. You're going to have to withhold your fire and just take your time. I hope you're alive when this happens.
Jackson also had another piece of strategy. He wore a heavy cloak which hid the outline of his body. The moment arrived and Overton began to call out the commands. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
You ready? I'm ready.
Fire! Dickinson's shot found the mark. Dickinson could not believe that Jackson had not fallen. Great God, have I missed him? In his shock, he stepped back a pace or two and had to be recalled to the line to take Jackson's fire. Jackson took his time and squeezed the trigger, but the pistol jammed in the half-cock position. Dickinson watched in horror as Jackson calmly recocked the pistol and fired. This time, Dickinson fell, mortally wounded. Overton stepped to Jackson's side and discovered blood dripping on the future general's boot. Jackson calmly said, "He pinked me a little."
But actually, the bullet was in millimeters of his heart. It had struck into his lung and broken 2 ribs, but he was so courageous and had such willpower. No president had more, that he could stay there and stand and fire against Dickinson and actually defeat him. Later, Jackson said, "If he'd struck me between the eyes, I still would have killed him."
Jackson would forever be branded a cheater for his deceptive cloak and for being allowed a shot after his pistol jammed. But he probably didn't care. He would duel many more times and receive 2 more wounds before becoming the nation's 7th president.
Absolutely.
Gus?
Wait, that's not a light switch.
Wait, no, I really am all wet.
Jerry Palace.
Well, we may as well follow it up.
These
Introducing liquid
anesthesia.